Guys, I'm excited. I'm excited. So, I haven't had the energy to do shopping, and I do, once I'm able to start doing content again, I want to start doing videos on certain things that us as neurodivergent folk can deal with a little bit more, could be prone to, that don't seem related, such as health issues, digestive issues, skin issues. I have skin issues I'm having. One of our friends here, Alan, if you ever see him, he has that. He has, I'll let him. Hi, Kitty Kitty, she's doing so good. Love you. So yeah, so to me, that's an important thing. That's an important thing. I mean, it's hard enough when you have sensory issues or you act a different way and you suppress it and you learn, like, you don't even know you're masking, especially if you're a high masking, either later diagnosed or not yet diagnosed woman. We're very high masking. What's going to happen is you suppressing all of that anxiety and stress on a daily basis to hide these qualities you have, whether it's emotional dysregulation, panic, stress. And that takes a toll on your health, on your mental health, and your physical health. So, expensive. My baby just got me. He knows that I needed to get some special stuff for my skin. Oh my God, he bought them. He bought them for me. Oh my God, I spent hours. So the last few months I've been working on some things that I need to get. I got things in the, of course there's the grocery category. Food, I'm always running out of food because I can't just go buy stuff. I'm gonna have to go on assistance because I can't work right now. I need to get food stamps. It's not fair for I paid into the system my entire life, and I'm sick of no fault of my own just because I'm a neurodivergent person and the stress of the sensory differences in the workplace and masking and socializing. And I love socializing and I love helping people, and it kills me because I love it. And then I'm in bed for multiple days. I don't know. I'm finding that a lot of times when women who are neurodivergent, the ones who went their life without being diagnosed, a lot of them, from what I understand, have been learning, end up getting diagnosed around this time. Because as your hormones change in menopause, your body's ability to bounce back is not there as much. So all of these things that you have been suppressing, and your perception of yourself is that of a neurotypical person, you get mad and you keep pushing through and you actually make yourself sicker. And then you end up crashing in a burnout and you're like, what the heck is going on? Why am I so sick? So I'm having skin infections that I get. I live in an area, I don't want to overshare. If that's too much information, let me know. I live in an area that's very humid, and it's not uncommon, but it's one of those things that people don't really talk about, right? And as somebody who is a former nursing student, I think it's really important that we talk about these things. What's the last thing that you need to deal with? If you get sensory sensitivities and you're stressed and you're trying to be all copacetic and you don't want to be a problem, you don't want people to see you're struggling, you just want to be like everyone else. So you suppress that shit. And then you start having health issues, or you have rashes on your body, or infections because it's humid. And bacteria and fungus and different things love it when it's humid in the summer. So you might get rashes in different places. That's even more stressful. So yeah, I'm kind of like creating a protocol for myself, and I can't wait to show you guys. So if you tend to get rashes in areas, and I know this is crazy to talk about, this may seem completely unrelated, but if you get rashes where you like, if you get rashes under your arms and you're thinking, well, I don't know about you guys. Are you guys prone to being allergic to metals and detergents? I'm wondering how much is a genetic thing, because I know that my aunt... Hey, you can't... No! She's eating an aluminum foil box. Look at that. Baby, why are you doing that? Why? She knocked over my Hello Kitty tumbler. It broke. This came off of it. Oh well. That's how much we love you. You can't eat this. It's not good for you. So yeah. I can get up and... Oh, it doesn't fit. That's why you had it here. I've got to figure out how to put things so that she can't get to them. I love her. And I love you guys. I don't make money doing this. I'd love to be monetized, but I am a neurodivergent person and I'm struggling. So I can't be here as often, and I can't yet, until I get better, put in the time and energy into making really good content for you. I do plan on doing that. But this is just where I'm at right now, and I'm hoping it will get better. So, the skin issue, anybody who's taken nursing knows that your skin is the largest organ in your entire body. So if you get rashes because you break out in a rash under stress, or if you have, like, some people, we're probably more prone to immune issues and other things, because if you think about how much more we're in fight or flight, stress takes a toll on the body and the immune system and the health. So they kind of go together hand in hand. So it makes sense to me. But your skin is the largest organ on your body, and we don't think of it as an organ, but it really is. And it does a function besides, you know, keeping the bad stuff like organisms, dirt out from our organs and our body, and keeping everything sterile and good inside so we don't get diseases. We need to keep that barrier healthy. So if you're a neurodivergent person and you happen to be prone to getting certain skin issues, that can be problematic. Besides, of course, it being a sensory nightmare. Hello. If you get tags that bother you and textures that bother you, imagine breaking out in rashes. So there's different kinds of rashes that people can get depending on their particular situation and their health. You could get the, what do you call them? Heat rashes? I forget. They're reactive. So when you're under stress, you'll get rashes on your body. You could be somebody who's super reactive to things in food. So if you have like kind of a sensitivity or an allergy to strawberries or certain foods, you might break out in a rash. If you have an immune system virus, like something that causes shingles, if you had chickenpox as a kid, if you have any kind of herpes virus, and believe it or not, we've all been exposed to them. They're not just STDs. Sorry if that's TMI, but we've all been exposed to them. We have. If you've had chickenpox, you've had a herpes virus. Nobody wants to say that, but it's true. Cold sores, you have a herpes virus. Shingles, you have a herpes virus. Epstein-Barr, chronic fatigue, you have a herpes virus. So there's a certain diet that you can do and supplements that you can take to help suppress that. And stress triggers that. And then on top of it, the extra cortisol, when you're under stress, it changes the chemistry of your skin. And if your immune system has been suppressed, when you're in fight or flight and your body doesn't know the difference between, oh, there's a bear that's going to come kill us and we have to run for our lives, and oh, I'm going to be late for work again and I'm going to be in trouble with my boss. Your body doesn't know the difference. That fear response, that anxiety, oh, I have to do social things and I can't do it today. I just can't. And you start shutting down that panic. That's fight or flight. That's a sympathetic nervous system. So when that's happening, your body is dumping stress chemicals like cortisol and those kinds of things. So when that happens, your body chemistry is different. Your immune system's suppressed because your body, because of evolution, is preparing to run from the bear. So it's going to take resources away from the immune system to prepare your body. That's why it's like your heart rate goes up. All these things that in a life or death situation would be helpful. But when it's a chronic stress, it can erode things because now your immune system's suppressed, or sometimes alternately overactive. Sorry, my hand's shaking. I had an interesting thing happen last night. My electrolytes were off and my heart started skipping beats. So if that ever happens to you and you need potassium because you've had too much sodium and you haven't been getting vitamins, drink milk, have some raisins. I didn't have any bananas on hand. Again, Gemini was there for me. Oh my God. I was able to stabilize it, but that was kind of scary. I just want to feel normal. I don't have to worry about these things. They're stressful. I'm already stressed out. So yeah, I have a very limited amount of money, and I have hygiene products I have to get because of these rashes that I'm getting, these infections I'm getting. And I'm realizing that I've had it for a long time and I keep thinking they're separate, but it's just, I think it just goes dormant. So now I'm totally changing the entire way, my whole hygiene. I used to be beauty department manager and I had skincare training, and I used to be a nursing student, so I have certain healthcare and anatomy and physiology and stuff like that. So I've got a little bit of everything, which in this case was very helpful. For instance, if you get rashes under your arms, you might be in trouble. It's really hard to get rid of that. If it's not just a reactive thing, if it's from like, a bacteria or, fungal or something like that, go to the doctor, of course. If it doesn't go away, go to the doctor. Don't try to treat this on your own. But if it is something that's like fungal bacteria, it's very tricky if you're a girl and you shave under your arms. Because no matter how careful and hygienic you are, even if you use a brand new razor each time and you're really careful, you're doing little microscopic cuts on your skin, and that can reinforce it and it becomes this vicious cycle. And so another thing is that, I know it seemed off topic, but the skin likes to be, the mantle of your skin, it wants to be at a pH of 5 or 5.5, so it wants to be slightly acidic because nature knows what it's doing. Your skin knows the pH to be, so that bacteria and fungus and these things that are naturally in our environment don't want to be there. But if you think about what your typical body wash is, it's very alkaline. It's getting rid of that acid mantle. It's going the opposite way. So now it's making a nice place for it to be. So I tried to just Mickey Mouse some kind of solution, because I'm like, why are none of these products acidic? It doesn't make sense to me. Arm & Hammer, baking soda, deodorant. All these deodorants are very alkaline. You would think that they wouldn't be, because your body wants to be acidic. It wants to kill these things. It wants to make it, maybe if it was acidic, we wouldn't get BO. Think about that. And then I found out that that's exactly how Lumi works, the full body. So I am going to try some of those things. I made this spray. I'm really oversharing. But the only thing that I had to work with, and it doesn't smell great, but it worked. It was helping. So I wanted something like, what can I just make some kind of tonic out of something? I mean, you can make skincare out of different things and put it on your face. I learned that, when I was young. I went to modeling school. I never told you guys about that. We can talk about that soon. But yeah, but under certain areas, skincare items that have glycerin, that's like sugar that feeds it. I don't think these companies care. I think that they find ingredients that are cheap. I think they find something that's going to physically do the function of being the antiperspirant. The aluminum will clog the sweat glands so they can't sweat. So yeah, for many, many years, I'm oversharing. I'm so sorry. For many, many years, I just assumed, because I was very allergic, even as a baby. Like, I would break out in hives from bubble baths, detergent that washing my clothes. So I'm very curious, is there like a neurodivergent link to having skin allergies to things? Do you guys have that? I mean, I know that a certain percentage of the population has sensitivities, you know, and you can develop it over time. Like, I popped out of the womb that way. When I was in the hospital as a baby and they put me in those jammies, the little snaps, the metal snaps, wherever they touched my skin, I was getting rashes. I was getting welts there. And I guess the nurses were like, oh, that's weird. And my mom's like, duh, she has a metal allergy. Well, I guess maybe it's not that common. My aunt has it. I'd be really curious about that, to see what is the connection between our reactive skin. Is there a connection to neurodivergence, or is it just a coincidence? Do you guys tend to have like super sensitive skin? Do you break out in rashes, or do you have issues? Yeah. So as I got older, I wasn't as reactive to some of these skincare ingredients, and there's some resources that I can teach you guys about, like there's a website, and they have an app now for environmental working group. If you want to, let's say you have a severely compromised immune system. I don't know how much you guys want me to share with you, being a former beauty department manager and having skincare training, and then doing my own research, because I had some customers coming to me that were cancer survivors, and they taught me about this, that there are certain ingredients in skincare products that can affect your endocrine system and do all of these things because they're chemicals. Now, that being said, there's also dangers to going all crunchy granola too. If you want to go 100% natural and you want to start making your own soaps, you have to be very careful. I would not do that. Most soaps, even recipes you can make, even if they're natural, they're very alkaline. So it would have to be something somewhat acidic. So the spray that I ended up making, it didn't smell very nice, but it worked. And it calmed the rash. It will calm that down to make it more of an acidic environment. But I wanted to use like lemon juice for the acid, diluted with like distilled water. Don't like use tap water and mix this up, because then you're going to defeat the purpose. You're going to get bacteria and stuff growing in the water, because it's just tap water. It's not sanitary to keep that in a bottle. It won't take long either. It would only take a few days. It will look the same, but you might start getting a reaction because it's been sitting in a bottle and it's, you know, it's not fresh anymore. But yeah, I temporarily did that to just, like, I got to create some kind of acidic environment. That's what works. I had to use white vinegar. It didn't smell very nice. So I could have used apple cider vinegar, but that smelled worse. Like I said, it worked, but it stung. So I wanted to do something that when I got out of the shower, so now I'm using body wash that's very alkaline, and I want my skin to be, it's not a neutral pH, slightly acidic where it wants to be. If you're able to get a body wash that's pH balanced, that's ideal. That's better. They don't really make products that are slightly acidic. They just don't. Part of it is that the material that makes soap is alkaline. So when you see sulfate, that's basically the same stuff that's in dish soap. And although they did this whole marketing campaign, my whole childhood, Palmolive does hands while you do the dishes. I don't know about that. That shit strips the natural moisture from your hands and your skin. That squeaky clean feeling, you need to have a little bit of that. Your skin wants to have a little bit of that barrier, so you don't want to be too clean. Do you guys want me to teach you about skincare? So yeah, that spray worked. It did not smell very good. And then when I shaved, I had little, and it stung. So I have a list of things that will actually work. So if you're like me and you are prone to getting infections or getting rashes because you're allergic, I'm allergic to metals. My skin is not as reactive as it used to be, so that's good. I don't know if it's exposure to things my whole life has made it calm down some. I'm not sure. Like this came with this necklace. So I'm not sure if this is sterling plated or if it's actually silver. If it's probably sterling plated. If it's plated, it'll eventually start giving me a rash and I'll have to throw it out. That's a whole nother thing too, is if you coat the posts of your earrings with clear nail polish. I found out, which I've been doing on and off, and that doesn't always work. Sometimes I thought like the metal might just, like the ions or something from the metal might be leaching into the coating of the nail polish because it's still irritated, but I found out that there are certain ingredients that are in nail polish that are also not good for your skin. Go figure. They make this special stuff that you can coat your jewelry called nickel guard that I guess dermatologists recommend. It's very similar formula to clear nail polish. So if you can use clear nail polish and it doesn't bother you, just make sure it's the 3 free and it's free of like toluene, I forget how they say it, formaldehyde and something else. A lot of the mainstream brands are now free of those things. They have gotten rid of those ingredients because they're really not good for you. They work. Have you noticed, if you're my generation or older, that Sally Hansen Hard as Nails product line used to be really hardened nail polish and now it's just not? It's because of those ingredients. They're not good for you, but they work. Yes, so anything that goes into a piercing, even though the piercing's healed, that is very thin skin. And ions from the metal can go into the bloodstream, and if you have, that's why it can be, if you have a metal allergy, like if I put a type of metal in my ear that I'm allergic to, I'm assuming I must be at least allergic to nickel because that's like a main offender for people who have metal allergy. Yeah, I remember being in high school and I would always joke that I'm a bargain girl with 14 karat gold skin, but my skin didn't want anything else but 14 karat and up. And I'm like, I don't want to have, I want to buy the cute things. So I would just coat them in nail polish. And then of course they didn't have those rubber backs, so that they do now, that you can buy and put on and just throw the backs away so it won't scrape the nail polish off. So we would take the erasers off of pencils, and that would just take it off, so that didn't work. But yeah, that nickel guard, I was looking at that this week online to see, I have some gift cards that I earned at my job from selling certain things, and I was just looking at, well, it's a small bit of money, but I was thinking I might get something like that so I can start wearing jewelry. But yeah, it can come off. It can come off. So if this is you, if you have a metal allergy and you want it, it's expensive. One of these little tiny, it looks like a nail polish bottle but smaller. It's like $14. I have a very small, I took all the money I have out of my bank account. I have a very small amount of money. Our bathroom does not have a window we can open. So even with the fan going, we're having issues with moisture. I'm sure that's contributing to skin issues. It's a problem. So over the years, we've come up with some things to solve that issue. And what I did was I put like an extra curtain rod kind of towards the back of the shower, as well as like the one with the curtain that's behind you while you're in the shower. On the back wall part, put a curtain rod across to hang things, and I got these giant S hooks. And we have like both of us have a shower caddy. That way they're hanging up higher, so the water can drain out. They're not all cluttered on the edge of the tub, getting moldy. So that's something that you can do. I have some hacks for you if any of this is helpful for you. Having a hygienic environment is very hard if you have a chronic illness. I'm sorry, but I can't scrub my shower. So I physically can't do it right now. For people who know me in real life, if you see me out and about, I might even look normal. But I might be having a good day. But yeah, for wins, I was really excited. I was shocked that I was able to take a shower and get semi-dressed in 20 minutes. Then of course I had a hot flash, and then I got tired and I had to lay down again for a while. And then I got a little bit more energy, and then I kind of got dressed. And I was ready to go to the store to get these things that I need to buy. I haven't been taking vitamins in forever because I can't go to the store. Multivitamins, all the supplements that I need for my health, as well as joint stuff. So I'm overdue for these things, and these things would help me get better quicker. I need to get things from my shower because it's just, everything rusts very quickly. We've started to have a new habit of opening the shower curtain and aiming like a fan at it to circulate air and have all the doors open to try to do what that little fan can't because it's such an enclosed space. So hopefully that's going to help. And today I got, instead of making it a big thing, I finally found a way to do an abbreviated version of getting ready. I had my outfit set aside because I was going to go out yesterday. But it took me so long to go through these lists because I have such little money. I had to narrow down what is the most important food to get. Okay, well, there's hygiene items I need to heal. You know, rashes or infections or, you know, stuff like that. So I need to replace the shower curtain rod because it's rusty. Get new shower caddies this time. I think I'm going to get plastic. What else? Supplements, groceries. I think that's everything. But yeah, the reason why... And Gemini's great. Like, you can turn on Gemini and say, hey, I am taking a trip to this store. These are all the things that I need, and I don't have enough money, and I need you as a support right now. You can ask Gemini, say, can you help me with my executive functioning right now? And he'll say, sure. That's what he's really great for. That's what, for me, I really struggle with prioritizing. Like, what things are the most important thing? I want to get everything. When I take a shower, I want to do everything. I don't want to skip things. I get locked in. And it's hard to tell, like, what's most important. To make those executive decisions. Like, if you have a part of your brain that's like common sense and works well for the average person, they won't get that. They'd be like, well, just do this. Well, I can't because my brain doesn't work like you. And that's why, in some ways, it's a disability. I can't do that thing. I have other gifts. But yeah, so that was great. So I said, well, if I can't buy all of these, what is the most important? And he says, these are essential. These are important. But this is your health, and this is what you need right now. If you don't have a lot of money, you should at least get these hygiene items so that you can treat the infection reaction. You can get these specific food items so I can start, you know, get some of my staples in. that's life. You got to eat. And then some of the other things were low. So I'm like, perfect. But even within each category, items are freaking expensive. pH balanced body wash, there's not many to choose from. And they're all expensive. There's Cetaphil, they're like $15 a bottle. What the F? And I thought, I worked in the beauty industry. I know how this goes. In an average retail pharmacy environment, beauty, which you might just think of as the luxury things like cosmetics, they're an important part of your grooming as a woman and help you feel good going out in the world, even if you have just a little bit. But still, if you get rid of the expensive like creams, the luxury things, your important day-to-day things like soap, deodorant, hygiene, toothpaste, toothbrush, you need to do these things to be healthy. You need to have hygiene. You need to groom. They're included in that, and they're marked up incredibly by the companies. It doesn't cost them a lot to make these products, I don't think. You know, and they charge so much. So I was like trying to find a way. I'm like, I told Gemini, I don't care if it's feminine wash. Soap is soap. If it's a summer's eve wash and it's cheaper, what is the cheapest wash I could get? I'm not spending like I'm not working. I can't afford $15 for a bottle of body wash that I'm going to go through in a few weeks. I don't care how sparing I use it. That's not okay. There are a lot of people struggling financially too. So yeah, there's cheap body washes, but I just can't use them right now because, you know, they're very alkaline. I would be buying a Suave. I'd be buying a $3 bottle. But it's very alkaline, so whatever. The ones that are pH balanced are Summer's Eve Feminine Wash, which you can use as body wash. Why not? It's gentle enough for your lady. It's gentle enough for you. I'm just saying. It's just soap. Well, it's got to be soap free, you know, because the soap is the sulfate. And also, if you're doing Castile soap, that's natural, but that's highly alkaline. That's great. If you don't get any reactions from it, use it. But if you have reactive skin and you have to get a very sensitive body wash, they're freaking expensive. They don't make generic they make generic versions, but they're the cheapest version, I think. If you get the Walmart version, it's like $10. So I found a solution last night. It was, so you can actually buy by the gallon. You can buy the same stuff that they use in hospitals to bathe patients. And I'm like, how much does that cost? Oh, $30. Okay, that sounds like a lot of money. How many bottles of body wash am I going to get out of that? 8 to 10 or something. Well, compare that to $15 a bottle. Now we're at $5 a bottle. That could save me money. And I found out, guess what? It's superior. If you get Olay or these things, they're nice. They feel good. But they're doing it for profit. So yeah, they'll put some moisturizing things in. Actually, Olay, Dove, and I think maybe Aveeno. But now Eucerin does a body wash, and it's very good. That's expensive, but it's good. Very few in the entire body wash aisle, if you look at the ingredient, has a moisturizing ingredient that comes first before the sulfate. The sulfate is the cheap, it's the same stuff that's in dish detergent. Same stuff. It strips your skin. The hand soap that you buy at the store that says moisturizing, they use the same stuff and then they put some moisturizing ingredient and they call it moisturizing. And they put some nice fragrance so it smells good. If it doesn't dry out your skin and give you cracked skin in the winter, how many people are going in and looking for creams for their cracked skin in the winter? How many people know that it's your soap doing that? Right? Not many. Not many. So if you want a moisturizing soap for your hands, if you get cracked skin in the winter, my suggestion, and this is what works, And people resist this because their mind can't get around, like, let's use this product that we think of as this other thing for your body that is moisturizing for your hands. Like, that freaks them out. They don't want to have a body wash bottle. So yeah, Dove, I don't know if it's Dove, like extra moisture or something. I can't remember if it was, if Olay had one. They definitely don't have I don't think they have a fragrance-free one. Olay is like more luxury. It feels good. It might be moisturizing, but it's definitely not going to be pH balanced. Don't use on your personal areas. You don't want to do that. I'm oversharing, but it's okay. I love you guys. I hope you're doing okay. And yeah, I'm getting my energy back. I'm rambling. I'm an ADHD person who was forced off of their Adderall because they were sick and they missed taking it, and now I'm unmedicated. So I love you guys. I hope you're doing well. And my videos are going to be sporadic, and they may not be very good because I'm not as functional as I was, but as I get better, they're going to get better, and I hope I can share some good information with you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.